Howdy, you two. I was listening to Professor Sam Vaknin this morning, and I like the guy. Don't get me wrong, he's a narcissist. I mean, I don't know that he'd make the best friend in the world, or maybe just like a pretty good friend or a good acquaintance, whatever, but he's one hell of a teacher. That brings to mind my topic with concerning him. I don't know what else I may talk about later or whatever, but concerning, he said something about narcissists excelling. He didn't put it that way, but as far as why is it, he asked, that they seem to be in like positions of power, or like they make it in this world big time, these people that are like parasitical, devouring creatures everywhere they go. Well, see, this is somebody that's scientific minded. Okay, that's what his premise is. He studied, or if I'm not mistaken, majored in physics, if I'm not mistaken. And is also, I think, a psychologist, at least, Totally more, I would like talk about sociology, but anyway, that's another topic. But I can't prove there's a God. I can't prove there's a Satan, but I know the principalities of the air. One is good and one is evil. And the one that is evil is in control, because the ones that were good, being human, didn't realize that there was that top type of dark force, or they really probably wouldn't even, what is it, channel, geez, I have to go look it up real quick. Just one moment. Or maybe I can't. Well, anyway, his name's Andrew, and he's got a guarding against narcissistic abuse type channel. I can't find it right now. But anyway, okay, I'll just get back to the point. Of course a narcissist is going to make it in this world. They're of their father, the devil, the prince of the air, as long as they abide by him and say there is no God in our eternity, they're going to get what they get here and now, because for them it's a one-time thing in their brain. That's what the dark force has them. That's who they are. That's their father. So of course he's going to help you. I can't prove that. I can't prove that there's a dark force any more than I can a light force, but we all know this spiritual war is true, whether you want to admit it or not. I don't have problems. If you want to make yourself feel superior by trying to reflect on me that I am abnormal in my ways of thinking of a good force or a bad force, well, then I am your enemy, and I would physically spar with you if you came to my place. And you wouldn't believe what you'd bring out in me. You would not believe it. It's in here. When it comes to people with playing with the spiritual nature of what's in a human being, you do not want to cross this mother. I am telling you, I will make you feel like the motherfucker you're, excuse me, like how you're acting. Excuse me, people. Anyway, cheers. Friend or foe, whatever. I stand my ground. It's not too late to turn back your thinking and rectify anything. Second thought. Got a second thought in there? You might not always want to go with your first thought in the flesh. That's controlled by a darkness, you know. Might want to kind of put some thought into your life. More than one thought. Think twice anyway. Doesn't hurt. You know, think things over, contemplate, you know. Hey, it's your eternity. I know about mine. I know what I'm doing here. And it's not a self-serving thing. So just make wise decisions for yourself. On that note, I don't care. So we can get along out here on this inner web of bullshit. Like we aren't all connected anyway. Yeah. And thank you for the videos everybody puts out when we hear thoughts, and instinctively you can use the Christ Spirit and put that into play like that. That's awesome. I just don't take that for granted. I don't think anybody else should either. It's gifts we get that people just don't realize the beauty in, even the small gifts, you know. It's like I have this sunrise photo that I have from my yard. And the sky in the morning looks like a flippin' egg yolk. It's over on my Facebook page. Go look at it. That'll blow your mind. You have not seen anything that there's no color enhancement, not anything. You will never see anything like that. And I've got a few shots of things that are extraordinary gifts. Like, look at this. Just perfect timing. It's not that, these aren't coincidences, things like that in our life, you know. And people are just like, okay, you got a miracle, and but you brush it off, you know. Where'd you get your miracle? One or the other. We serve one or the other master. And people want to pretend this non-existence of a creator. Huh. You're funny. I'll give you a Big Bang Theory. Yes, I would. With all this pent up, God bless me and you. There's a lot in here I could unleash and never probably will. But whew, God bless the child. That's a song. I think it's Three Dog Night. God bless the child who's got his own. I'll have to play that. I think I might put it in this description, otherwise it'll be in my community later. It's Mama may have and Papa may have, but God bless the child who's got his own. Got his own, you know. I feel like that in life, so I don't care how successful somebody thinks they are. Nobody excels my life to me. The feats I've accomplished and the things I've done in my life, even helping co-creating my children with those thoughts. Yeah, God help me, but I was participating, you know. So someday they'll get it. You know, it was a gift that they're ready, they'll receive it when it's their time. So, but back to who's your daddy? Yeah, your father the devil and you're a narcissist and you're playing like it's funny that y'all got control and leadership places on this planet and with the people, and go do something with yourself. Nobody cares like that. It's one side or the other. That's all there is to that. And you are who you are. So am I. I like me. I like you. Or wait. You like me, I like you. We're a great big family. What is that, Barney? Or oh, I love me and I love you. Or something. I don't know. Maybe some of you know. If you heard that crap that gets you stuck in your head with your kids, like even with Sesame Street, I was like with my youngest one for a while. After I had heard it with two kids, I'm like, you need to watch something else. You know how to count to 9 here with Count Dracula or whoever, the Count, turn the crap off. So there was some like kid shows that I actually really did like Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, the turtle cartoon, loved it, and Gargoyles, that was a great one, loved it. So yeah, watching them with my kids, those ones. And the thing is, if you have like dark cabal stuff in anything with your kids, you can always point it out if you're not brain dead, and I never have been. So, my kids are in this world. These are these times, and I had to prepare them for these times, not 1930 or whatever, which was pretty horrible too, come to think of it. Oh, now I could have picked a different era. 1811, before 1812, I think there was some real bad stuff. So, yeah, probably early 1800s. At least 1940. Yeah. Nah, that was going into war years too. Yeah, all this shit. Really, the only secret that Hollywood's keeping is that there's a Mr. and Mrs. God and a Mr. and Mrs. Satan. And they worship the dark force. It's as simple as that. There's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And they've taken that dark triad thing and made their own in the ether. And they work together like that. Whereas God's family came into the flesh to help people with Christ's blood. And the people that want power from their father, the devil, aren't going to say a word to help you ascend, because they want slaves and money. That's the way it is. It's a team. They don't want you to know it's a trinity. It's a fucking team. A family. you know? It's no twin fucking... Like, ask the president of Russia, Putin, he'll tell you. There's a mommy, a daddy, and a baby. He's given everybody hints for decades. Yeah. And he believes in a family unit. And I'll tell you what, he does look at the United States like a bunch of barbaric heathens. And in that respect, aside from his dark cabal personality, which is the same, he's correct when you omit God out of the picture with excuses of wars and the rest of it. The war games, the global plan of one world government and religion, and internet of bodies connected through nanobots, and it's all real. It's already in us. Little bit by little bit, every generation with different chemicals and things, foods, everything they've done to us. It's just being aware of everything so we know how to battle what's coming at us. There's times I didn't know fully, but I do now. You know? More people should speak up about their spiritual experiences because, like, in the ether, our bodies constitute kind of our care is a triad of things like a trinity too. You have the flesh and the blood, which is like an electronic, and then the spiritual that like runs the whole thing, you know, sort of like the lubricant. Who's lubing your gears, you know, to make you run as a whole thing. Can't ask from both mechanics. That's where well, there's only one that's going to give you eternity. So if you don't want to be, then, whatever. I guess we're not even going to know if they're ones that don't want to exist. We won't know they did, is my understanding. So what may seem painful today isn't going to matter in the future. And then we'll understand how that could come about. Like, how could we have a mother that didn't want to be in eternity with us, but yet she gave birth to us in the flesh here, or a father that participated in procreation? How could he not be in eternity with us if he never existed? That's a wild thought. But what is a soul? You know? I mean, we have promises of glorified bodies in the future, in eternity. Not light bodies, glorified bodies, not of the flesh. God can make the flesh, he can make something a little more special too. I'm certain of it. You know. How? Well, how did he do all this? Yeah, it's mathematical in numbers, and it's a simulation of reality. That's what I believe too. Just like Jason of Archaics, I never really bought it like that. I figured it was more like, like the extra land, like God's world and our world is connected, but there is a barrier, the firmament, you know? So whether or not it's simulated, it's still our reality. We're still learning here. And we are learning how to talk to our Father. We're really not doing much more special than that, except helping each other walk before the throne of God with dignity instead of walking in backwards like some of them will be doing. They'll be falling on their faces, you know. So I'll probably fall on a pillow because I'm not evil like that. I'll probably fall over, you know. Yeah, I'm strong, but I'm not God, you know. So that's how I feel. I humble myself like that, but I don't do that for any human. No, anyway, not ever, no matter what. Reminds me of that song, Stand or Fall. Yeah. I'm not sure I'll put anything in the description. Like I say, I'll just put maybe, I have some songs I played this earlier today and I put them on my community, on my Facebook. I send a lot to Doug with the lyrics, so because he can't hear them, you know. So anyway, somebody wants to ask a question, why does a narcissist um, get promoted in this world? That's not a far stretch from what I'm talking about. It's not hard to fathom, you know. When you've been out in this working world for decades, you see what's up, you know. Here's a scenario. No, no, no. I almost was gonna go to almost put somebody down to make a point. That's not gonna help nothing. Nah, I can think of other things to talk about than that. That's the tactic most people use, you know? Yeah, I got better stuff to do with my time. At least I'm hoping to. This might be a nice summer, I don't know. I'm sure I'll spend most of it alone, but, you know, at least I can enjoy that part of it. The sunshine and the warmth and, you know. It is true, you know, gifts like I feel are gifts that other people might not notice, but I'll be sad and a sun ray will come through my bedroom window or whatever, you know. It's like, it's a spark of light that I needed right that second. It's not a coincidence, you know. And people without God, I know that your life isn't colorful in a spiritual way. It's really dark. It's like going to the movies and only being able to see black and white pictures versus Technicolor, or I love Technicolor. I still do. That's just like the prettiest stuff, you know. Anyway, And people can say whatever they want, that no, there's no force guiding them and whatever. Whatever. You're a liar. You can say, well, it's you're a man, or you are a god, and you made yourself, and you made me, and you made the raindrops and everything, right? So you should know that science well enough to write a book and explain all that to me, right? All sciences, all chemistry, mechanics, electronics, biology. I mean, we each have our gifts in life of things that we actually know, and they are gifts from God. Our all our awakening opportunities that are coming out here in this right now, that is the Great Awakening, and sharing all that information with each person's gifts, you know? A lot of them were musicians, like I had played Jimi Hendrix, The Wind Cries Mary, live version from 1967. He knew just that song alone. And there's so many songs like that. They all know, you know? Some of them didn't last very long from telling the truth through their music, like Jimi Hendrix and that song. So you'll see what I mean. He's not the only one. Just check it out. So, when Satan wants somebody out of the way, people can say, well, they sold their soul. To who? God took them home. No, can't sell your soul to anybody, by the way. God owns it. You can only use it or misuse it. Cheers. I like how Rex Bear Leak Project calls our solar system our system. You know? That's pretty cool. You know? And his catchline is motto, be the change you want to see. You know? I love that too. I don't agree with a lot of, in fact, when he wasn't talking about Christ, I did a video that he leaked out, and I had a silver cap, like the leak project caps, and to guard from radiation and EMPs or whatever, his special caps he sells. So, but we started liking each other again because he started talking the truth. Instead of just going for the money, he decided to do the right thing. And he'll make it in other ways. He's doing good. He could do better. That's what happens when we're on the side of God. That's what to expect in these times. We're making a stand for the kids of the future. We're not just taking it when it's not bending over backwards for the monsters of the world. Yeah, we have that in there too. And I'm not going to let you be happy about bringing that out in me. You'll pay for it. You can go fuck yourself by the time I get done with you. So yeah, I'm one of them. I think I'll let it go on that note before I take this somewhere I don't want it to go. I mean, so what if I've lost some of my dignity in the eyes of a fucking monster? Ew. I don't care. I love everybody that's a God-loving human being and you care about other people. And if you're not a God-loving human being, God bless you and understand that you didn't make yourself and give that some respect that it deserves or cease to exist. And on that note, I really don't care, but for the rest of you, I really do. So peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day, wherever you're at.